Hello everyone, I hope all of you are fine. Mr. Islam, as usual, is here, and today we are here in Instagram, but tomorrow we will be again in our Facebook media page, samira.aziz.media. And बहुत सारे लोगों ने, राजेश ने भी हमें ज्वाइन किया है, एंड जियोकॉन्डा वेसिशली हमारी आज की सेलिब्रिटी हैं और ऑन टाइम, और हम इनको ज्वाइन करें. सो जियोकॉन्डा वेसिशली जो हैं उनके बारे में मैं आपको बताऊं दैट शी इज़ इटालियन. हाय, हाउ आर यू जियोकॉन्डा?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good. Hi, everyone. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. And let me know if I'm pronouncing your name in a good way, Gioconda Vessichelli, right?
Perfect. The first one. Pehli wala. Everyone is actually making errors when pronouncing my name, but it's understandable because it's a pretty difficult name anyways.
So,
Assalamu alaikum, because you are
Walaikum
in Saudi
assalam.
Arabia right now, correct?
Yeah. Wow, great.
I've been there,
Yes.
and it's a lovely
You are
country.
saying assalamu alaikum, really nice. I think you are very good in, languages, and Bahrain is saying that talk to you in Hindi.
Yes,
So can I
yes.
talk to you in Hindi?
बिल्कुल
अच्छा, मैं
बिल्कुल हाँ
कहाँ से सीखा?
अभी मैं इटली से हूँ
क्या?
आफ्टर द लॉकडाउन के बाद अभी सिचुएशन अच्छा है तो अभी मैं खुश हूँ तो I'm very happy to have so many fans in India, in Pakistan, in Saudi Arabia, in Dubai. It's always beautiful, to be in contact with fans from all over the world. So I'm very thankful to you for asking me to join this conversation today, so that I can be more in contact with my fan also all over the world. So
Yeah. So, I want to ask about your journey, how you are capable to learn Hindi and how you came here. So tell us something, how you begin.
yeah, actually this journey, it was a spiritual journey था क्योंकि मैं बहुत spiritual लड़की हूँ तो मेरा पहले time भारत से it was in Ganga River. I did a dip in the Ganga River, and actually it changed my life. It was like a new life, a new vision of the world that started for me. So from there it actually happened very, very easy, and I think if I go back, it's like a kind of incredible and magic way, because I started as of sudden speaking Hindi also very fluently, and also singing Hindi songs. So it was something that maybe, I don't know, Mera Pandit says to me, kya, in a previous life I was maybe Hindustani Lorki. But yeah, actually it was a sabbatic year, and I decided to just stop for some time my work, my opera work, because I wanted to explore those countries that I never visited. As actually there are no opera theaters in India, so I never got the chance of traveling there and of singing there in opera. So that's how it came also in my mind to create a genre which could combine Bollywood, Ghana, and also opera for the first time ever. So I'm happy to have been the pioneer of this new genre, blending some from European tradition and some from, of course, Indian tradition. Because I'm very fond of Bollywood, I've always been very fond of it.
So how India accepted opera, and let me know about कि उनका क्या response था?
Yes, so nice. Actually, the response was very, very great for me. Also, if I think that it was also a risky, challenge, because you imagine this foreigner who goes into a different country where nobody or very few people have listened to opera, and I received all the times a standing ovation, like in Mumbai Nehru Center, where I have done concerts with all the legendary artists of classical Indian music, as well as I did some collaboration with Sukhwinder Singh in Punjabi with Mika Singh and many others, just to name a few. And I realized that people always enjoyed, and that has been very, very nice, because, I would have never imagined that from India I would have gone back to Western countries. In Chicago, I was invited by ZTV to be in the jury and to perform my Bollywood opera songs there. So I'm very happy, because it was unexpected for me too, and I'm a kind of adventurous person, so I always like to do something risky, let's say like that, and I think it's going pretty good.
And how long you are there right now in India? Since how long?
Actually, I kept on traveling because I'm continuing, of course, doing my opera shows and everything. So basically, the first time I was there, it was in 2014. And I stayed there for 2-3 months, and then I went back to Europe, because opera season is something that keeps you busy. For one production is a kind of movie, because opera singers are both actors and singers, because actually they act on the stage live, but rather than speaking, they sing, so they express their lines through singing. So for doing one opera, which is actually lasting maybe 1 hour of show, you need to prepare it for 1 month and a half to, to be in harmony with the orchestra, with the choir. And it's like, a very, very big factory. Also in the theater, there are about people, 500 people working there. So it's a big responsibility also because it's live. So it's live, so you cannot cut the scene in case you you have mistaken something or anything. So you should be very, very well prepared, and also the audience is right there in the theater. So of course, yeah, it's something very interesting.
So you have been traveling with your whole group. You stay all for 3 months, or you make your group there in India locally?
No, actually, in India, I've done mostly solo concerts, where the blending and the fusion was exactly with the novelty, blending with the Indian instruments players like sitar, sarangi. So it was something new, because normally opera is supposed to be done with the cello, with the violin, with the piano, and instead I did that with the sitar, sarangi, and tabla, also Zakir Hussain. It was fantastic concert. So that was the novelty, and that was what it actually stimulated me and made me enthusiastic about this new journey of mine, actually.
And how many people are there in your group, permanent members?
Normally there are five piece orchestra, the quintet, the classical quintet. That's what I'm doing normally in my concerts. But yet, of course, like during a proper opera show, like in European country, we do that with 80 people in the orchestra, 200 people in the choir. And sometimes there are also dancers in some particular operas, which included ballet. So it's quite a busy busy show. And then there are the soloists like me, who do the main characters, the principal characters. So it's hard, to try to coordinate all these like a puzzle, no, all these elements, which at the end they make opera show to happen, actually.
You know, I had also the good memories, and then they are being Saudi. I went there as well as a student to study, and I
Okay.
was learning filmmaking there. And then I was sent to a theater that was an Urdu theater because
Urdu,
I'm an
wow.
Urdu writer. Yeah,
Ah,
and
okay,
Urdu
that's
or Hindi
great.
are similar. Yeah,
Ah,
and
fantastic.
they really welcomed me, and they accepted me my costume because I was wearing the sari, and but I was wearing in a
Ah,
Saudi way, just but they
okay,
accepted, and they really encouraged a lot. I had very good experience working with them, and
great.
Indians are really
It's
really very
beautiful.
welcoming nation.
It's very beautiful what you did, because actually the new tendency of the new director, as I'm also a director of opera and of theater in general, is to incorporate like contemporary elements, like contemporary makeup, contemporary dresses, and also styles of the scenography, to incorporate these elements with the plot, which is an ancient plot, because the plots of operas normally they belong to 18th, 19th, and 20th centuries. But you can express your creativity like you did actually by using dresses which actually belong to a different culture and to different styles. So I would like to see. It's very amazed that it could be like when I did my
This is
Pele opera show Bharat Se wearing a sari. It was quite an emotion because I tried so many dresses from so many different stylists to wear the costumes of the show, but first time I sang in a sari, so it was quite an emotion.
here. Birain is telling me to tell you that Toshi Sabri is my close friend and all this. I don't know why Birain is saying to that, but yeah, when I was
What
living
is
there,
sorry,
there
I didn't. Sorry, can you repeat?
Brain is writing that tell her means I should tell you that Toshi Sabri, the music director and a singer, he is my close
Uh,
friend. So because actually they were everyone was very good host, and they were taking care of me. So many celebrities families, they
hmm.
became my friend, and whenever I didn't had to go
Hello
to
to Beren
university.
Bagaria, who is a fantastic organizer, and thanks to
Yeah.
whom this connection live has been possible. I've met him in a show in Mumbai for Holi. I remember that,
Hmm.
and it was fantastic because that show, was also incorporating that Kali Mataji show, which was also another form of theater. Plus, I sang some songs like Ashikido song in my Bollywood opera style. And yeah, I have good
Wow.
memories of that, about that. And it was my first day playing Holi with the so colorful. What's actually makes me very happy and very amazed by India. This use of color, these atmospheres of positivity, of good vibrations. So I have a very good memory about that.
Yeah, this show
Varta
Smile with
memory
Samira Aziz.
basta.
Yeah, this show Smile with Samira Aziz is also supported by BJM Entertainment, Brain Bagadia, and his team Mayur Gupta. And from Samira Aziz Entertainment, we have Saad Abdul Latif, and this is a combined effort. So we are doing this,
Fantastic,
and
fantastic.
we have been actually we started it as a lockdown show, and then what we do, we added it and we just boost it in the social media, targeting Middle East audience. So this is what we are
Okay.
doing,
That's
and.
a thing that you do, because this lockdown is also a good opportunity for increasing the culture and for making people also knowing new things that maybe in our busy life, when we are all working or we are not so much time at home, we don't have actually time to go deep in some things that of interest for us. So yeah, it's very beautiful initiative what you guys are doing.
And as you know, like maybe you have an idea that now the Saudi industry is opened up. We have now cinema, and the Saudis, they love opera. And
Oh,
it's people to people interaction. So I use entertainment platform for this cultural exchange. And for that, just contact Brain Bagadia. He is managing me in Bollywood. And
oh,
yeah. So I want to talk to you further on regarding I have your biography that you are from Rome, Italy, an opera singer. Can we listen anything, any song?
Of opera, you mean? Like opera
Yeah,
songs? Yeah.
any
Can
song, yeah.
Actually, I'm very close to Puccini operas and Verdi operas, which are very difficult operas, but at the end of the day, they give lots of satisfaction after you are able to sing it, and after lot of practicing, rehearsal, and technique. So, you must know that actually opera singers, they don't even use microphones when they are singing, because it's a बहुत पुराना style है. It's a very old kind of style. At that time, there was no electricity, of course, during the 18th, 19th century. So all the singers, they were not using microphones, but they were just using the cavity of the bones of the face, which is called mask in a technical way. And also they were using the particular acoustic theater, like roof. So normally um, I can sing, I don't know. Del mare e poi la nave appare. This is like from taken a bit sample taken from Madama Butterfly, which is a Puccini opera set in Japan. So I'm sure that if Puccini would have known about Indian culture, would have written something also related with a setting, like Indian setting, like he did for this opera, which has a Japanese setting. And this is called legato. Actually, it's like like linking each notes, each pitch to each other. But then there are very fast also notes like as you can see, the style of this other opera, which is the Magic Flute by Mozart, it's much more faster, and it requires more technique, more breath also for keeping those very high pitches in the right position, so they should vibrate and resonate, and the audience should hear them also without microphones.
Yeah. So can you sing in Hindi as well? कोई हिंदी में सुनाए गाना?
Okay. I can do this ashiki too, because I put those bridge where there are just notes played by the instruments. I did the vocalization, an opera vocalization. हम तेरे बिना अब रह नहीं सकते, तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा, तुझसे जुड़ा अगर हो जाएंगे तो खुद से ही हो जाएंगे जुड़ा, क्योंकि तुम ही हो, अब तुम ही हो जिंदगी, अब तुम ही हो चैन भी, मेरा दर्द भी, मेरी आशिकी, अब तुम ही हो. So as you can see, I do an alternation between pop vocal emission and the opera inside the song, like, and then I go back to the pop vocal range of voice. तेरा मेरा रिश्ता है कैसा, एक पल दूर गवार नहीं, comes like when there is the last pitch, which is I actually designed, because I'm a composer, some different variation to this song, like Tum hi and that's like the final of the song. So I kind of designed accordingly to the opera vocal range of notes.
Superb, superb. And if you get any offer for Arabic song, then would you like to go for it? For any Arabic song?
Oh, for sure. I liked a lot. I did the one version, it's Sufi actually, because I was in Turkey on the tomb of the head of Sufi, that Mulana, and I went in trance. Then I sang some other Sufi songs in my concerts in Dubai recently and in Bahrain. شكرا الله ولا حمد لله شكرا الله ولا حمد لله. And then I put Italian lyrics. Sempre, sempre come nel mio cuore qui, io e te per sempre, sempre noi. Pioggia bianca su di noi, sento forti energie. Vieni a me per sempre, mio amore. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. And there are so many other music now. I don't have that harmonium with me, so there are more proper classical, Sufi song that it really, really, they make me going into a different zone. As well as when the first time I was living in Mumbai, close to a mosque, and this mosque used to play very beautiful at 5 a.m. These songs by the chief of the priest, of this Muslim priest, and it was so beautiful for me to wake up with that sound. You really felt it's like a sound coming from God, from a different zone, from a different higher level, because it was so beautiful. I remember with lots of pleasure those days, because you wake up with the fantastic sounds, and then you get inspired all the day long about what music are you going to.
That's called Azan.
Azan, yes. I was forgetting the name right now. Azan, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I was reading your biography, and you are an inventor and a pioneer of Bollywood opera style.
Yeah. Yes. It's been something new, and that has made me proud, because I got the Indian Women Awards first time. Time given to a foreigner, even though I'm not Indian, because of fusion these two cultures. Was also had a social meaning to fuse Western culture with Eastern culture. So it gave me, the possibility of creating a bridge between these two cultures. So it was unexpected. This prize was pretty unexpected and surprise for me. And but anyways, I accepted with lots of love, and I was very proud about it.
We would like to have a Bollywood opera in Saudi Arabia, actually, because Saudis are Bollywood fans. Yeah, and that was something new and unique for us also.
And I say hello to all the beautiful fans that I can here they are sending messages of love. These Isafak, Imu Patel, and all these people. Ah, someone is asking me, you are Saudi? No, actually, everyone, even when I was in Egypt, in Arabic countries, in Dubai, they were speaking to me in Arabic. Maybe I look, I look Arabic, but I'm 100% Italian. May Italy say whom? But maybe God knows, I'm me myself a blending of different races, maybe, because when I'm in India they tell me I'm a Punjabi ladki. When I put this bindi, they feel I am, but mostly they say I'm Arabic. Unfortunately I can't speak Arabic, but I want to learn it. It's one of the languages that I've not learned so far, so yeah, why not?
You have sung a song for a Bollywood movie, Parag, right? In 2013. How
It
was
was
that? How you learned it? Tell me about that.
Yeah, it was my first experience, and I was so much deep into that song, into exploring these new sounds. So, it's like when you are a child. I used to be a child prodigy, actually, so I got the same feeling few hours later, because it's like, like you become a child somehow, and you are very curious to explore forms of music that you have never heard before, and also new languages, and new kind of rhythm, new kind also of style of working Indian musicians. So it made me so enthusiastic, and that's why I accepted very straight away. I said, okay, yeah, let me see what is this project about. And actually, initially I was quite skeptical about it, because this movie was just produced by two very young guys that I met in a VIP party while I was my first time in Bombay. And so I was like, maybe they are, I don't know, they're not such young boys. How can they movie? Maybe they are trying to say that because they want to make friendship with me, and then maybe nothing will happen out of this song. But still, I was pretty curious of understanding how it's an Indian studio and how do they work. So I just adventurous way, I just went there to record. And I remember it was very early in the morning, because when I had my flight, I was almost to miss my flight back to Europe. I straight went from the studio to the airport. And yeah, actually after 1 year, I even forgot about this recording, because I always keep myself very busy, so I forgot about that. After 1 year, they called me back and they said, this movie has been critically acclaimed, so why don't you come for the launch of this movie? And okay, I will. I said I will come. So I that was the second time. India somehow they wanted me back, and there I met all the other Bollywood celebrities. So from there, all these collaborations and this idea of creating Bollywood opera style, actually.
And then for your further journey, you have given your voice for a Bollywood movie, Mary Kom, on song
Yeah.
Ziddi Dil. Yeah.
Yes, the relation with Shekhar Rajwani and all the other fantastic composer who wanted to incorporate opera style in this song. So it was fantastic, because it was such a beautiful and hard work in progress before finding the right melody, and a melody which should be appealing and which should suit both Western countries and Eastern countries. So it has been also research, a deep research about the proper sound. So of course, it has been a beautiful, as per what they said, also for
Can we listen to that
the
song in your
composers.
voice, Ziddi Dil? Can you sing for us
Pardon?
that? Can you sing for us that song, Ziddi
Okay.
Dil?
right now I had Neria, da 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 na na Neria, na 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 Neria, na 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 na, and then the opera voice comes. I don't know how it comes through the webcam because I can hear my voice coming back to me. I don't know if it's reaching you guys. The audio.
No, it's looking good. So so nice.
Because it comes back to me, so there are some audio problems. But yeah, and this was a fantastic experience because it made me understand that when you do the arrangements in the music producing, you can use both Eastern and Western instruments. So I gave them also the idea of incorporating violin or piano in a classical way, actually in a Western classical way. So it was both a mutual exchange of ideas and of experiences, both for me and also for the Indian musicians and for the composer. So it was a growth for both of us.
And then in 2014, you sang with Mika Singh, right?
Yeah,
Mika Singh and Kuwar Virik. So
yes.
yeah, so he was a king of Bollywood, and you are a queen of opera. Wow. So I wanna listen to that song. What you sang for?
That was in Punjabi language because Mirabai is Punjabi, so we actually met in this event with all the other Bollywood stars, and he was impressed by the way I used to repeat these Punjabi words very easily with no accent inflection as per what he said. So he said, "Why don't you do a Punjabi song with me?" So I said, "Okay, why not? It's something new." And then I also jumped in this other further adventurous project, and it's this is actually a party song. So the funny thing about this is that me, I completely don't drink alcohol. I'm kind of yogi. I don't smoke. So then later on they told me actually this is a daru song. It's like speaking about. So I said, now you're telling me, because I was trusting them blindly, also the rapper. And they said, yeah, it will suit, it will appeal so much the North Indian people, Punjabi audience. So don't worry, we will tell you later. And I was in a rush because I was going back to Italy also at that time. I said, okay, is it a song about party and all? Yes. Then I discovered it was about daru. But it is like chori chori कोक विच पाली विसके नी रख सक मुझको हिम्मत हरी सकी खुद भी पीऊंगी और तुझको पिलाऊंगी नी तेरे लिए आज सारी बर्ड हरी सकी तोड़ अचके तोड़ हाथ के तुझसे न जंबलूंगी आज मेरे या let's go. And then it continues with Mika by voice, and then there is the rapper portion, and then I did some high pitches like and it ends like that. So it's something, experimental and new things. I like crazy things, like also Mika Baji likes. So I think that this concept made us both happy. That was something new.
The great
and
thing is that
the shooting of the video, actually I wanted to be co-director along with the Chintan Shah, who was the director, because I wanted to create something innovative. Like normally these party songs are about the day itself of the party. Instead, I wanted to showcase what's happening the day after the party, when everyone is like lying on a sofa, almost asleep, and there is this girl, this foreigner girls who was impersonated by me, who comes and gives a new kind of a vision of the party, because in the video I'm shaking when it's saying about speaking about Daru, I'm shaking milk. So it's like, see, I'm getting drunk with milk and not with the usual alcohol, which because I'm so
What is an interesting part is that you understand the meanings of the lyrics also. You know what does it mean, Daru?
Later on, because now after few years that I've been keeping going up and down from Europe to India, I've understood, but that time I didn't know. So after we recorded and the audio was ready, there was a gap of kind of 2-3 months for shooting the video, because I was in Europe. I needed to come back to India. I wanted to shoot that with Indian actors and Indian dancers. So at that time, after 3 months, I realized, oh, you have done to me a trick. So I will punish you. I will put milk in the video rather than whiskey or vodka or whatever. So that was like a funny things about the genesis of this project.
And
Then of course, romantic songs. There's one released by T-Series like Itni Si Baat Hai, That's Amore, who are speaking about love in a romantic way and in a more conventional way, like Indian style. So actually, it was a result coming from the fact that I was living more time in India. So was incorporating inside myself better the typical tradition and the typical also ideas and habits of Indian culture. So that was an homage for me to Indian culture, to do a proper romantic song with a pura Hindustani lyrics in the song and everything.
And here, the first time ever in a Bollywood opera song, you sang a fusion between opera and Bollywood style, and you are in the annual book of Italian opera singer for having sung in the first world of contemporary opera of Teatro Comunale di Modena, broadcast in Italian state radio. Right.
Yes, that was a very difficult opera because it was a contemporary opera where the first time the composer was alive and was there in the theater, which is a teatro means theater in Italian language. So it was very difficult, I remember, because it was exploring different rhythms, different instruments, and I remember I learned it very fast, even though it was very difficult. So maybe that's the reason I was chosen for that kind of role, because normally opera singers they take lots of time for learning contemporary operas, but the theater production didn't have enough time in that year, so they did some quick artist who is able to put up the full opera in a very fast way. And I have beautiful memories regarding this opera because it was casted worldwide in the radio, also in the government radios, and most of all because it was performed in Modena, which is a city north of Italy, where my teacher and guru, Luciano Pavarotti, who is the best opera singer of the world, I'm sure you have heard about him, was born. And so at that time I was also getting some lessons from him that added a value, of course, to my performance, because he's a legend, like Asha Bhosle, let's say, or some other. I also met Asha Bhosle, and I felt there were some point of contacts between these two great legendary singers, even though they belong to different and very far cultures, each others. But it's both are very inspiring artists, and they gave me a lot from an artistic point of view in my process of growth, because I feel that an artist never stops learning. It's till the day he dies. It's a continue, learning and getting.
And who's your favorite Bollywood singer, both male and female, to whom you inspired?
Well, it's pretty tough to say because I feel that everyone in their genre and in their vocality, in their vocal voice, are are different. But I like a lot Arjit Singh. Arjit Singh's voice for the male, of course. The texture, I'm very fond and particular about the texture. Maybe it's my mental distortion. Being an opera singer, I always look at that, of course, and also the expressivity when he sings. He can give a value to each and every single lyric or word. And the female, I don't know, maybe Sunidhi Chauhan.
Uh-huh.
I like I like her voice, her style, and yeah. But actually, there are different. Everyone in their styles actually they they do great. Also, that Nea Kakkar, for example, I like her a bit in the voice and in the way she expresses. So.
And you have been winning so many awards and titles as well, as I can read it here. Let us know about that. What type of awards?
Yeah, these are international opera competitions where since I used to do a competition, a challenge with the best opera singers from all over the world, Dunia Se. So I always won the first prize, and it made me very happy because when you have to compete with the opera singers from Russia, from USA, from England, from France, from Germany, and you get that awards. It's actually something that makes me very happy. Also because I got them when I was very young. The first one when I was like 13, so it's pretty a great achievement because I was every time the youngest singer performing, because you must know that normally the climax of a career of an opera singer starts when you are like 28, 25, because you cannot start singing before the age of 16, 18, because that's when your vocal cords, they shift from white voice into proper voice. So from a physiological point of view, because that's the age when you do also the puberty, you grow up. In that moment you should start opera, because otherwise the voice is like a childish voice. Instead, I started much before. Actually, since I was like, my mother used to say, you were born singing and not crying like the other children, because I was a very kind of strange child singing opera when all the other kids were singing maybe cartoons song in a normal voice, in a white voice. So.
And Viren is asking, how did you feel when you met with Salman Khan?
Oh, that was a very, very beautiful meeting, because, I felt him is a very intelligent person. We were talking a lot. I was there on the set, his movie that, what was the name? Bajirao, no? Yes, and he actually stopped shooting, and he was interacting with me and with some other producers, and also some other director lady, and we were speaking about the different points of direction movie. Because me being a director, I felt that I could have contributed and also make a sort of a parallelism of comparison between the different technique of shooting. So it was a very interesting and very intelligent kind of meeting. So I felt very, very great actually, and he also congratulated with me because he wanted me to give him a sample of opera voice. So I sang an opera song for him, and it was very, goosebumps, he said. So I really, like those kind of people who are always in mind towards achieving different cultures and different styles of cultures.
And what do you think about Saudi Arabia?
Oh, I,
What's your idea about us as a
I
Saudi woman?
I was
What do you
there
think about us?
and I really enjoyed. And I must say that in Europe, the television does a terrible brainwash against the Arabic countries, which is not true, because once you see with your own eyes and you stay for some time in that in these countries, you realize how many lies the television says, especially in Western countries. I want to say that because it's nothing like that, like they picturize. I was almost, in. I was almost feeling to become Muslim because the way they actually say the truth about the Quran, about the spirit of Allah and everything, it's fantastic. And people are very open-minded, so when they say things, they say it from heart, and they actually do that. They don't just talk by talking, but they actually, if they say one thing, it's because they mean it and because they really will do that. And that's a rare quality nowadays in this country, where everyone, in this world where actually everyone speaks a lot. Then you go to the facts to concretize, and you can see it's just a smoke, but there are no concrete things. Instead, Saudi Arabian people are very concrete people, and I can understand, and I could realize also that people there are very happy because they are actually very, very spiritual, and they are keeping a very deep sense of humanities that maybe Western countries have lost. And that also made me go to India and to these Arabic countries in search of it. Because, after you have been to these Arabic countries like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and also Bahrain. I was in Muscat, in Oman, and all. Then you don't want to go back to Western countries because you can see the comparison and you can see that how things are working different there, and how people are genuine, are different. So it's like the vibrations also that you feel in the air. So I think I should shift forever, maybe in one of these countries. Let's see. I was seriously thinking about that because I feel
We
it to be natural environment as per what is my inner nature.
we have better women rights now, and we have a new industry for the cinemas, which is we call it Saudi Wood, and we have Neom City coming up, which first phase is already done, and it is one of the most developed city in the world.
Absolutely.
We have resorts
Very,
there, and
very
Neom.
clean, very rich, and people are actually if genius, because if you imagine that from the desert where they have been to build such a huge richness and such big building and everything is
The
functioning
world's
perfectly,
biggest.
so it's even more appreciable because the nature was a kind of hostile, let's say, because from the desert, from the sand, they were able to build such a fantastic environment. Imagine what they would have done if they would have had the same, natural environment like I don't know, Europe or USA, where there is water, there are trees, there are forests. You have anything, and still they are going down as per the economy. Instead, I always take these Arabic countries as an example for the full world to be looked at, because from almost nothing, from the sand, from the desert, see how rich and how a beautiful life they are doing. So really, we should take example from them rather than just criticizing those
And
different invented faults.
as a
That is by
Saudi,
the
as a Saudi would, we are also coming up with our movie with the Bollywood, which will be
oh,
shot in Saudi Arabia and Mumbai. So many projects we are working for, and some were interrupted because of the corona issue, but we will carry on.
yes,
Yeah.
even I supposed to be nowadays in South Indian because I was signed for acting in a South Indian
Mhm.
movie to be May, but as of now, I don't think before July or August we will be able to shoot it, because nowadays in Italy it's lockdown has ended, but in India it's still in lockdown, so you know we have to wait at least July or August. So just
Yeah.
we will be patient. We are making the gym of patience, you know, like a gym. We are becoming more and more patient, like when we do gym exercises.
Since you know you are talking that you are going to do that and acting in the movie, then we have a task for you, because our show name is Smile with Samira Aziz. Can you show us 3 types of smile of yours? 3 smiles.
3 what? Sorry, I can't hear. What did you say? Can you show?
As you are saying that you have signed one film also,
yes,
as an actor, yeah. So we have one task for you. Task.
task.
In,
Yes.
yeah.
What do you
In
want
this
me to
task,
ask? Give me some lines. I will do specially for you.
okay. Okay. For one line to you.
Hindi mein.
Hindi mein.
Or Arabic. Let's try Arabic. Arabic, I never tried Arabic. Let me make the challenge even more difficult, because I'm in love with the challenges.
أنا حبك يا سعودي.
أنا حبك هالسرودي.
Yeah, Saudi. Okay. Right.
No, if I say some bad words, please forgive me.
أنا حبك يعني मुझे आपसे मोहब्बत है, सऊदी अरेबिया. मुझे आपसे मोहब्बत है.
Okay, fantastic. मुझे आपसे बहुत
मोहब्बत है.
बहुत है.
Okay. I love you, Saudi Arabia.
Okay. Lovely, so lovely. I love this sounds, you know, because I've heard also this the writing from the Quran is based on sounds. Even the word Allah, it's actually a sound. No, Allah, all these guttural sounds like Allah, like resonating on the back of the throat. I want to actually learn Arabic, because it's a kind of new sounds that we don't have in our Western languages. Even in Hindi, it was so challenging for me to understand the 3 kind of T, like T, T, T. Now I can do easily. But it has been such a tough challenge for me, because in Italian language, in my language, you just have 1 T, like table or ta. So we don't actually have in our ears these sounds. So it's something that you have to learn from beginning, like a newborn child. So there are sounds in the language that I want to learn.
So the task is the task is you smile like three types of a smile. I want to see. This is the task.
Okay, wait. This one.
One.
दूसरा वाला.
तीसरा वाला. Nice. Third one was. Oh.
This was more charming. Second was more loud.
Yeah. And I want to know that, tell us, what is your message for us, for Middle East fans? Before wind up, we want to know, what do you want to say?
I want to say to all your fans, the word is one, and it should be just done by love. Love is the supreme law of the word. So no differences should be there, no hatred, no hate. So just keep on loving whatsoever situation, even new situation is there, because there is always a beautiful surprise in it. And it depends just from your eyes, okay? So how to see that. And sometimes things are bad just because we see them with particular eyes of hate, of hatred. Instead, we should always have a vision of love in the world. I'm sure that will make the world much, much better.
Wow, great message. I'm Really, really so happy talking to you. Thanks a lot, Gioconda, for being with us. Stay
Yeah.
connected. We will welcome you soon in Saudi Arabia after those corona.
I'm looking forward to. And thanks for inviting me. Thanks to all the beautiful fans who are today, and lots of love.
Thanks. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.